Shalom unto the elect, giving all honor and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostle of GMS. Lord, when this lesson is edifying and straight to the point. The title of this lesson is, What is a Rabbi? And I'm going to start with the definition. The modern day definition of the so-called small hats that you may see, run around all New York or even all around the world, because they're, the world is given unto them right now. The earth is given unto them. That modern day definition would be my teacher. That's what they refer to these guys as. But the true definition is my great one, my honorable sir. So this is a great title that isn't to just be thrown around to any man. No man actually should be called, rabbi, really, because it's a great one, and we're not gonna put anyone, as our master or as our great one besides Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And I'm going to go to where this word is first mentioned in the Bible, which is the book of Matthew chapter 23, starting from the top. And it reads, verse 1, Then spake Yahushai to the multitude, saying to his disciples, saying, The scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. So these guys are hypocrites. These guys are telling you they're telling you all the laws in the Bible. You got to keep this, you got to do that. You got to have your this, that, and the third. We're going to continue to read. I'm going to speak after. Verse 4, But they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. I'll read that again. For they bind heavy burdens and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. So in other words, these guys are telling you, hey, you gotta keep this, you gotta do that. Hey, you can't eat pork, but I'm gonna go buy a box of pepperoni. I'm gonna go buy some salami. You can't do this, but hey, don't watch me, because what I'm about to do has nothing to do with you, but you better do this. This is how you do it. So in other words, being a hypocrite, being a sayer and not a doer. Verse 5, But all their works they do for to be seen of men, for to make broad their phylacteries, and enlarging the borders of their garments. So they got the best garments, they got the mightiest garments, looking like warlords and soldiers to be seen. They got the most clean garments, opposed to having, sackcloth, something that looks a lot more mellow and, more humble. But these guys are out there, they're popping. And we have modern day today men like this in the nation of Israel, Verse 6, And love the uppermost rooms at feasts and chief seats in the synagogue. So these guys feel high, these guys are big dogs. They gotta be taken care of. They can't be just with the regular young brothers. They gotta be in the highest. These guys feel like they're something in somebody. 7, And greetings in the markets to be called of men, Rabbi, Rabbi, but be not ye called Rabbi, for one is your master, even Hamashiach, and all ye are brethren. And call no man your father on the earth, for one is your Father which is in heaven. Neither be called masters, for one is your master, even Hamashiach. So in other words, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is our only masters, So that's not a title to just be thrown around, because the Lord will pretty much humble that person, that you are exalting. The Lord is to be exalted. And to back that up, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 2, And now I praise you, brethren, that ye remember me in all things, and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is a Mashiach, the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High. So the order is Yahweh, being the author of all souls, who the world ignorantly calls God, and then his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And then after that, in command, is men. More importantly, men of the Lord. After men of the Lord, what he has dominion over is his woman. And his woman his woman looks up to him as Lord, but knows that the Most High is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And under the woman would be the seeds that you guys may have, the children, And that's the order of things. That's how the Lord set things to be praised. So these small hats, these guys with those big, tall building hats that you see running around Manhattan or in Times Square, those guys aren't to be called rabbis, because they're not great. For one, they're the devil. They're Esau, Edom. They're Amalek. And then two, these guys are known to be going down and getting cases all the time, man. These guys are known for human trafficking. These guys are known for oral circumcision, which is really sodomy, which is really drinking the blood of these children, doing rituals, which is really going in that spirit of Satan. These guys do human trafficking. These guys do pedophilia. These guys have the money to control and shut down things, man. These guys have the power to take the light off of them, man. Why do you think, they're not always speaking about? Why do you think every nation always has like bad things shunned on them? But, the so-called small hat, he has the ability to have like least things on his record because he controls the record books, man. He could erase things as he wants to. So these guys aren't to be looking up to. These guys are to be looking low of, But Lord is edifying and straight to the point, Let one be called rabbi, which is Yahweh Shai Mashiach, Yahweh, But man is not to be a rabbi. There's other positions, as I said in Ephesians chapter 4. I'm going to bring that out real quick, and then I'm going to end this lesson, Lord willing. Book of Ephesians chapter 4. Bear with me as I grab this, and it reads, verse 11, and he gave some apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, some pastors, and teachers for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Mashiach. So he didn't give rabbis, he didn't give great ones, he didn't give masters, he didn't give ones that you need to be bowing down to. Only person we bow down to and we praise and we give, honor to is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Of course, we give double honor to the apostles of GMS and we give double honor to the apostles and the elders, the bishops, because they've been doing work, and that's what the Lord told us and commanded us to do. Give honor, but you don't worship. That's the difference. You can honor one, but you don't worship. You don't look up unto them as they are the Most High. Of course, their spirit is of the Most High, but they're not the highest. They're not up there. With that, Lord willing, was Slakia. Lord, with that, Lord willing, is edifying and straight to the point. Shalom.